Those were some spear throwing claps.
He could say anything. He decides to say clap.
True.
Nothing else is appropriate.
We call it the claps for.
I mean, you could tell us about your.
Do we care about things that are appropriate though?
Clearly
after
not.
last
Apparently.
episode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief.
That was
And
rough.
you will know that I am coming by the clap of my ass cheeks.
Oh God.
Oh.
And it shall sound as clap, clap.
Hello, friends. My name is Jackson Chandler, and you're listening to the Sins of the Father podcast.
By the way, Jackson, I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the game, but
How dare you.
I rolled a 6 and a 1 for my portent ability after
yes,
the long rest. So I wanted to put that out there so I didn't be like, oh, but I have a 20 for my portent ability.
I hate you.
So, a 6 and a 1.
Yeah, I already hate you because you have two really low numbers.
That's really good, yeah.
to fight something before we go to sleep?
Or
Yeah, let's
sweet
go back to
little
those
boy wizard's
monkeys.
like, Yabo's trying to climb that tree. It'd be a shame if he rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
That would be so funny. But he's trying to be Yabo's best friend, so that's not going to happen. He might pick on Vartosh.
You are all the only friends that Rickett has.
Rickett, you're about to get hit by this monster. No, I don't think I will.
I don't think I would.
Oh, man.
Usually, Sins of the Father is very good about starting relatively close to our start time. Misconceptions does not. Sins
Here's
of the
the
Father
thing.
does.
We were bad this time because it's been like a year.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
We might start recording, but we bullshit for 20 minutes at least on recording.
Yes,
True.
yes.
True.
Because that's how we get the
True,
nice
true.
intro clip. We wait for
It's
the gold.
true.
When we last left off. 20 minutes ago.
Excuse you, it was a month ago.
You're in a shack.
Maybe it'll be 2 weeks.
Well, actually, yeah.
You're in a shack, and you just saw your ghost dads.
This is a 90s sitcom.
You're right. Ghost dads. Every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on ABC.
Sins of the Ghost Dads.
But that was our fathers. But where did they go?
I don't know. Do you think they're ghosts? Does that mean they're dead?
No. Obviously, this was some sort of silent image recording. They're not dead.
I've never seen a silent image recording before.
That's what it was.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but they weren't actually here.
Well, I mean, they were.
Oh, hush.
What does the map say?
Oh, yeah. I tried to mark down everything that they were writing on it and define it a little better because it's kind of worn, but, here's what I got.
And I step back so they can look at it easier.
So, they were going here, and I point to the place north of us.
The X.
Yeah.
The X. Well, I guess that's where we go.
But why were they arguing?
Well, if his father's anything like him, I know why.
Yes, and if all scaly dragon boys are as hard-headed as this one, I'm equally unsurprised. So do we leave?
while this conversation is going on, can Rickett be doing some little investigative boy stuff around this room?
Rickett can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can.
Within reason.
Oh, never mind. No. Can I... I'm just going to look. Traces, tracks, another TR word, anything that could tell me, like, what they were doing here, where'd they go, anything like that.
Traces, tracks, tarantulas?
Trippy vibes.
Tarantulas are TAR.
It was
investigation.
Think any black lights in there?
I mean, you were probably joking, Christian, but I have been with 5th graders all day, so
I was joking.
I was triggered by your misspelling. I rolled an 8, and that dice is not getting rolled again.
Looking around the room for any kind of traces of tracks or trials, you find nothing except moth-eaten, age-worn documents that the letters have long since worn away.
How long have our fathers been gone at this point?
Yes.
That is a question.
I'm just
That
curious
is, in
because
fact,
I
a
feel
question
like...
Which I feel like I answered about a year ago.
Probably. I can't
And
remember
I'm very
that.
unsure of what
What's the answer, chat?
I really hope the sweet little boy wizard wrote it down.
Dang it. All I have is the librarian tells us my father booked a voyage on the Worm's Wife.
On the Worm's Wife, yeah.
Oh, about a month ago. So at this point, it would be 2 months.
Okay.
So yes.
So this stuff's super aged, which is weird, since it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
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 I don't like that grin. I don't like it.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Does paper normally decay like this in 2 months?
No, usually it decays over a long period of time.
Strange.
I don't know. Do I look like a paper scientist to you?
I don't know, maybe you work for Dunder Mifflin.
What is that?
I don't know.
Dunder Mifflin. Paper. Well,
Just
what
pulls
is it?
out her lute
Paper
and starts playing, plucking the
people,
strings.
person,
Do,
paper,
do,
people.
do, 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 do.
Oh, man.
Or as
Anyways.
Vartosh says that, he just turns to the camera.
And gives a shrug.
Alright, well, it's odd, but I guess we have our destination.
Do you think Nunu can take us there?
If not, we have a map.
Nunu. I assume he's still on my arm. Nunu, look at that map. Can you take us there, like you took us here? That didn't sound very confident, Nunu.
As you say that, Yabo, everyone in the group notices that the skies have started to darken and the winds are picking up.
Oh man, my creaky left knee is giving me some warning signs too.
Like a storm is blowing in?
Like there's a storm a brewing.
Better get inside, quick, Annie.
Should we go now, or should we wait the storm out?
How sturdy does this building look?
It is made with local vegetation and resources.
Oh.
Oh,
Like
howler monkey bone.
It was thrown together.
Okay. So it's like a lean-to.
It's a shack.
Okay.
When I use the word shack, I mean it ain't looking too great.
Okay. Maybe we should...
Please tell me somebody knows Leoman's tiny hut.
It's like I don't think our sweet little boy wizard knows that.
Deke's tiny hut.
I
Come
think
on, David.
Leoman's tiny hut's not to level... I think it's a second level spell. I may be wrong.
I think it's a third.
Is it
not
third?
gonna lie.
I think, yeah, you may be right. Because I think Mordenkainen's Magnificent his mansion is like 6th.
Look at all the tabs in that book. Look at that guy.
Oh, yeah, man.
Look at that nerd with tabs in his book when I have 0 tabs in my book.
What a nerd.
I'm gonna tab mine when I have one, but I always use
I'm laying the track down as the train's going. I'm hanging on the front of it.
Fair enough. Alright, well, perhaps we should find better shelter. Maybe there's a cave up ahead. Or something.
Can we ask the ghosts?
All the little spirits.
I mean, they didn't talk to us before.
Maybe Nunu knows?
Hey, Nunu! Oh, Nunu.
Nunu seems slightly irritated at you yelling at him.
Can you take us to a cave?
Bird noise.
Yeah, he's never going to answer you. You know this, right?
Just because you do not understand what Nunu says does not mean he is not saying something.
Do you understand what he says?
Of course, he says there is a cave. Go, Nunu! I toss him out the front door.
The flutter of his wings takes off.
Come on! Start running.
As Rickett goes out the door, he turns and looks over the shack just one last time, and then nods his head and runs after Yabo.
Survival check. Who wants to make it?
I kind of want to grab the orb on our way out, but I also think it's a bad idea.
What a terrible idea that would be.
You are free to do whatever you think is...
Fight a bunch of ghosty boys.
When he touched it, they looked menacing, or were they just staring?
It was just kind of
I
an
believe
ominous. All the eyes were staring at you.
Yabo already made a bad decision. Is it your turn?
Vartosh isn't that stupid. He's got an 8
But
intelligence,
is he that greedy?
All I did was give it a little poke.
But is Vartosh that greedy is the question.
Is it... How big is the orb?
About the size of your head.
No, I'm leaving that. I don't have anywhere to carry it. So, off we go.
Make a fine trophy.
Do you want me to sick the ghosts on us?
All of a sudden, Yabo's back, whispering in your ear. Alright, now I'm just following Nunu. What do we need to roll? A survival?
Yes.
To not get blasted by this storm? Hey, 18.
You managed to follow Nunu without getting lost. But as you're chasing after Nunu, the storm is picking up. It is beginning to rain. And roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Everybody?
All of us?
Everyone.
Another 18.
4.
Did you get a 1, Christian?
Uh-huh. 1 plus 3, and this dice is never getting used again tonight.
14.
So, as you're running, you see Nunu kind of veers slightly off the trail you were running down, and then returns to the trail as you were following him. Vartosh and Evalia, you don't veer off following, you just continue running straight along the trail as you both step down on the earth and you feel it sink.
Uh-oh.
And you go to lift your foot and it doesn't come out of the ground. You've stepped in quicksand.
Oh no!
This is classic.
Evolia!
The classic.
Uh-oh. Is this quicksand?
I assume so.
Okay, what are you supposed to do when you step in quicksand?
Don't move too much or you'll sink faster, I know that.
Toss me your rope.
Are you there? Didn't you run the other way?
What did I hear you guys fall in? Start complaining loudly.
You guys were all kind of running together.
Oh, okay. They just kind of turned. Okay.
It was more of just like a right around.
Okay.
And, like, kept going without changing course. You guys just
Gotcha.
ran straight along the path.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll toss my rope to him. Okay, it's 50 feet. I'm going to toss him part of it, and I'm going to toss Avalia the other end, and I'm going to hold him in the middle.
All right, and I'm going to take it and put it over a nearby tree limb to get some pulley action going on here. Take advantage of this mechanical advantage.
Yes. And roll an athletics check with advantage.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow, the first one. I've rolled 3 15s in a row.
Oh.
Wow. Whoa, at a 20!
Woo! Boop, boop. We just come sailing out.
Furious yell. Yambo just wrenches the rope. And you both come flying out of the quicksand and splat onto the wet ground.
Watch where you are going. Come on. I just take off running. Don't even wait for a response.
Oh, okay, he's going.
Vartosh kind of like stops for a second because he was about to say thank you, but now he doesn't. Now he's like, nope, not happening.
Ruined that.
And then goes on.
And as all of you regain your momentum following Nunu, you see that there is a cavern that Nunu is flying towards that you would hope give shelter against the storm.
It's a howlerbone shack.
But what did you do with the howler monkey?
I assume I just had it like draped over my shoulder this whole time. I wouldn't have put it down. I worked really hard for that.
Just checking.
He's gonna stick the Monkey King on us.
We're gonna be cornered in a cavern when Louis comes around.
You just hear Ooby Doo. Gonna kill
Wanna be
you.
like
Look up ahead. Shelter.
I knew Nunu would lead us to the promised land. Nunu!
It's just a cave.
Yo, with that sentence though, I knew where to lead us.
Honestly.
Last time we went in a dark place, something really, really bad tried to get us.
Evalia looks kind of like scared to go inside.
You will be okay.
Evalia looks up at the sky, see the dark clouds, and looks at the cave, the dark cave. She like musters up her courage and goes inside.
Ricket, come inside.
Ricket walks inside and flicks out his wand and says, "Litany!" and casts light on the tip of his wand.
Vartosh walks in. He's not strutting like normal. He's just kind of he's lost a little bit of that strut, that cocky strut.
Covered in goop.
A very barren, empty-looking cave. But the light itself you see reflect off of walls from on your sides, but you don't see it catching anything in front of you. And there's just that ominous in the background flash of lightning and the rumble of thunder.
Should we get further back in the cave, or should we sit at the mouth?
Somebody like to see how deep the cave is?
We might as well delve deeper, yes?
Yeah, I guess.
Brave Ricket, lead the way.
Okay. Brave Ricket leads the way.
And as you walk further, you see that the cave is beginning to widen as you walk further and further into it. And you come to a point where the back of the cave just seems to almost spiderweb out into tunnels leading in various directions.
God.
Oh no.
All right, everybody pick one.
No? What do you think? Do we just start from one side and see where it leads?
How many are there?
5.
Do these look natural or burrowed?
You can give me an investigation check.
That is a 14.
As you walk up to the edges of one of these tunnels, with your light shining off of the rock, you can see it is not smooth. The walls themselves are not smooth going into the tunnel. It seems to be very jagged and rough. And the tunnel itself is 5 feet in diameter.
Well, if we wanted to stay here to wait out the storm, I suppose we could. Do we really need to delve into these caverns?
What's the likelihood that something's gonna come out of them?
I had not considered that.
Where's your sense of adventure, Rickett?
Gobbo's gonna pick up 5 rocks and throw one in each cave, in each tunnel.
Throwing a rock down each one, you just hear the rock clatter and echo down the tunnel.
Well, you're gonna call it down here. If there's something in there, you're gonna call it.
Oh, they already know we're here. I'm just seeing if maybe I can piss it off, get it over with.
They? Who?
It!
It? What?
She!
She? It's a girl?
We shall see.
Yuvalia looks like more and more nervous. She's been traumatized by the sewers.
Vartosh is rolling his eyes.
And looking at it, it does give you ominous vibes of the sewer. It's about the same proportions.
Yuvalia, like, scoots closer to Yabo. She's just like,
What's... Do you really think there's something in here?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
Really? Why'd you say there was?
she, like, punches him on the arm.
Why don't you go check? Push her, try to shove her into one of them.
No!
She's, like, grabbing back at him.
Alright.
Okay, everybody go to sleep.
Oh?
No! I can't sleep!
I'm going to sleep. First, I'm going to skin this monkey.
That is
Going
half
to
skinned
cook up-
at this point.
Going to cook up a couple of steaks. And I will eat one, and I will give one to a person of my choosing.
Well, I'm gonna see what's at the
Okay.
back of these caves. I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna drop, like, a small handful of ball bearings at the entrance of the first cavern and start walking down it.
What? You're gonna go by yourself?
Unless one of you follows, yes.
I'm not gonna fall.
I'm trying to skin a monkey!
There's no way. Rickett, you should go. You have the light.
I suppose you're right. Wait for me, Vartesh. And I run off after him.
Oh, why did I send Rickett?
And you guys split the party. Excellent.
It's okay.
Okay.
One's staying stationary, so that's easy.
Ivalia, it's just you and me now. Would you like to pick a tunnel?
No.
Okay. Then let me teach you a thing or two about how to skin an animal.
Oh god.
You see, you make a cut at the base of the skull here.
As the camera shifts from Valia and Yavo to the deep, dark tunnels that Vartosh and Rickett are currently walking down.
I think there's an awkward silence between these two.
Yeah. Just every once in a while, Vartosh just goes, "Hey, could you lift the light a little bit?"
Oh, like this?
Yes, that's perfect.
But it's never really perfect.
Never.
Having flashbacks of helping my dad fix a car.
Alright, and we're just gonna keep going and investigation checks and whatever else so we can see what's going on down this tunnel.
keep walking down this tunnel from the entrance, you notice that as you get further and further into it, it seems to almost just be crisscrossed with other tunnels that seem to just intersect through it and keep going in every direction, almost randomly, from just orientations that you've seen.
Okay, every time we come to one of those crossings, I'm going to drop like a little handful of ball bearings at the base of the cavern we just left.
Okay. You're making sure you don't get lost.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And as you guys get further and further, the only light source you have now is the light spell. And past its range, in front and behind, is just pitch black.
Ah, yes, we're back to the party with no characters with dark vision.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
It's grand.
And as you are both passing by numerous tunnels, off of one of them you hear just this very soft, faint, just clatter of rock.
What was that?
I don't know. Just kind of follow that path, I guess. Let's go see what it is.
Turn and you mark it with some more ball bearings as you go down that path. It's that winding, just choking darkness, as this path seems to... It's not going in a straight line, the tunnel. It seems to just sporadically change directions. And you hear what sounds like faintly in the distance, further ahead of you, the crunching or grinding and breaking of stone.
I put my hand out to Rickett and stop him. Maybe we should turn back.
I agree.
We'll go down another path.
As you say that and you both turn around, you do hear that the rock breaking stops. And there's just this very low, ominous, just echoing hiss. Hello friends, and welcome back to Sins of the Father Episode 8. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jackson Chandler. Don't forget that we are on the road to our $500 milestone on Patreon. If we hit that, we can give a pay bump to our network editors, and we'll be releasing a merch store for all your misconceptions and Sins of the Father needs. Don't forget to support us on iTunes. If you leave us a review, send us a copy of it to misconceptionspod@gmail.com to receive a free Sins of the Father decal. I won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's get back into the episode.
Rickett, I know you're not going to think this is a good idea, but turn out the light.
We can't see what's coming at us. Rickett's gonna take a step back, still facing forward, but step backwards.
I'm just not moving. I'm just standing there, like, trying not to make a single motion.
I take another step back and I whisper, Vartash! Vartash! Shh! Come on! Shh!
And there's another, it sounds slightly closer, hiss that just echoes off of the tunnel.
Bartosz runs.
I was about to say, Rickett, are you still just slowly backpedaling? Because the light is slowly receding past Bartosz.
Yeah, Bartosz takes off sprinting past Rickett, just running back down the tunnel.
Come away from me!
Keep up!
Take off running. And where are you going?
I mean, I think we're gonna run back toward, like, just follow the ball bearings back to camp.
We cut back to Ivalia and Yavo.
Roasting up a nice little howler steak.
Uvalia's traumatized.
And you hear clattering of stone and commotion coming from one of the tunnels in the dark past
Oh
the
God,
fire.
she found us! She found us!
Bartosz comes barreling out of this cavern. Oh, there was something large. It was cracking stone and hissing. I don't know.
Rickett runs full force into the back of Bartosz.
Watch where you're running.
Why'd you stop?
We're back to camp.
Oh.
Now imagine if you had stayed. You would have learned a thing or two about how to skin a monkey. You would not have seen scary, slithering, hissing creature. And you would be enjoying a nice steak.
I have no need to learn how to skin a monkey.
Well, there's more than one way.
Nor will I want to eat that.
Did you lead it back here?
Suddenly Bartosz looks terrified. I don't know.
At this point, the storm outside is full torrential downpours. The screaming, howling winds have kicked up. And it is... You see a flash from thunder, or from lightning, and then the thunder almost immediately follows it.
What do we do?
I don't know.
Go to sleep.
She's gonna get us.
I mean, even if we do, what? We'll have to leave eventually. One way or the other.
What? What does that mean?
Out the front of the cave or through the caverns.
Oh, I thought you meant dead. Like in a body bag.
No. Obviously, I would prefer not to do that.
That howler steak's looking pretty good and cooked.
Who would like a piece?
How can you think about food in a time like this?
Well, it's already cooked.
Bartosz's stomach growls loudly.
And Yabo thinks of some words of wisdom from his father, and saying that a warrior should never fight on an empty stomach.
And my stomach is very empty. So we're just gonna sit around and watch me eat?
That's literally what
steak.
Bartosz is doing. He's just sitting there, like, watching wistfully, but he will not eat that. He refuses to eat, to lower himself to eating monkey.
What's the monkey taste like?
I don't know. What does it taste like? You're the one eating it.
Just
An
a
armadillo.
garden variety, rodent. Very similar to rodent. What do you want me to say? That it tastes like human flesh.
Some long pig.
Apparently, it's a bit greasy like goat and tough like llama.
Who eats
Interesting.
llamas?
Or human.
Monkey.
Or monkey?
I like how it says like llama. Like that's a good like indicator for someone asking that question.
It's tough like llama. Duh. What do you mean? You haven't eaten llama?
I'm sorry, I've never eaten llama before.
You're just sitting at the campfire. Thunderstorm, torrential downpour on one side, and the pitch black caves on the other. While Yabo eats monkey.
There are 2 monkey fillets.
Oh yeah, there's like a good monkey steak, and there's like plenty more that I could cook up. But there's one that is nice and cooked.
Okay. I look to Ivalia. Would you like to split that with me?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have a knife?
I have a dagger. Pull it out.
I'm sure that works. And I take it and I like start stabbing it with the pointy end, trying to cut it.
I'm like watching that tunnel they came out of, like.
And it's one of those, you're so intently staring at the tunnel that your mind begins to just make things like you almost saw something.
Vartosh's
More howlers!
stomach.
What?
That's Vartosh's stomach.
Yuvalia jumps and looks at him.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Vartash, did you have something to eat?
How are my rations looking, Jackson? After our crashing in the ship.
I mean, you didn't really have a lot on you. So your supplies have kind of run dry. But recently,
I'm fine. I had that ration earlier, I'll be fine.
just a cartoonish waft of the smell just plays across Bartosh's face.
Rickett cuts his half of the steak in half and hands it to Vartash, and he looks at him and says, I won't tell him.
I'm not eating that. Keep it. You need it more than I do.
Okay. Nom, 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 nom.
As you're sitting at this campfire together, I won't tell Yabo if you eat this.
I know you're hungry, Vartash.
Leave
He says,
me alone.
ominously front lit by the campfire.
Dangling a steak in front of my face. I'm not eating that.
Suit yourself.
Vartosh very much misses the kitchen back home.
As you guys are just sitting in silence, waiting out the storm, your attention is drawn to one of the cave tunnels. And you hear what sounds like the clatter of rock.
It's found
Is
us.
it a familiar clatter of rock?
I mean, it just sounds like rocks or pebbles or something like got pushed and clattered from inside the tunnel.
Oh god, she's here.
Might be a he.
He's here.
As you hear a very soft, like, clattering of rocks. It seems to be getting slightly closer. You see it on the edge of the campfire, which barely illuminates the tunnel. It's about rabbit-sized. Its skin seems very smooth and soft, and from what you would glean, it looks almost adolescent, as you can see formings of platings or chitin building on its back, with very small spindly limbs and tiny little mandibles, as it scoops up a pile of like little pebbles and crunches them up.
What is that?
What is that?
It's very small and unimposing.
I don't know what that is.
Is this what you are running from?
Maybe.
Can any of us identify this thing?
You can give me a check for it.
Is this gonna be like a nature check?
Yeah, this is a nature check.
I mean, mean, I'm bad at nature, but we'll see. 4.
9.
12.
16.
Out of everyone, Yabo's the one that recognizes it. Or has heard tales of this creature in its adolescent form. This is a Kruthic. They are subterranean dwellers that do, in fact, have the capabilities to burrow through stone itself. At least the older adults do. And to put it into perspective from the tales you've heard, they work almost in like a hive manner. And when there is a full population of them, it is like a hive of ants the size of horses. But they have armor, plating in the form of their chitin shell.
Thanks, I hate it.
So if you know any of the Warhammer stuff, Tyranids, they're like those. They're very bug scaly, like with the patterned armor, bladed hands, or they grow bladed protrusions off of their front legs.
Okay, see, I was
have
envisioning more
large-
of like the chorus from Skyrim.
Yeah. And they have
okay.
very large, thick mandibles that are used to crush stone as they burrow through.
Interesting.
And it seems to just be a very adolescent baby one that hasn't quite grown its shell or the bladed arm protrusions.
And it's just kind of minding its own business, eating rocks.
It's kind of skirting along the edge of the fire.
Okay.
Every now and then just lets out a little hiss.
Wait, this is it? It's kind of cute for a weird little thing.
That must be what your mom said.
He just looks at her like, what?
Sorry, I know I'm scared, but I can't miss an opportunity to roast you.
My mother's never called me cute.
Really? That's sad.
That thing isn't terrifying at all.
Anybody want dessert?
I glare at him.
Perhaps a pet?
It's gotten slightly closer as it's moving along the edges of the cave walls looking for scraps.
Vartosh is gonna pick up a rock and just kind of toss it at it.
Clatters along the ground and you see it taken aback as the rock just appears in front of it. And then it quickly scoops it up in its mandibles and crushes it.
Aw, he's hungry.
See, it's harmless.
Continues to make its way around the edge of the campfire towards where the monkey skin pile, wherever you threw all the stuff you're not cooking, the pile of monkey, and it like slowly starts edging closer and closer to it as it like snags a bit of meat and very voraciously eats it.
It's just hungry.
Okay, that's disgusting.
It just circles around the outside of the campfire, rooting and eating anything it can find. As you all just sit there staring at it.
Yeah. When do you think it will leave?
When he runs out of things to eat here, I suppose. Doesn't seem to be bothered by us, so we shouldn't be bothered by it.
I suppose you're right.
Vali's gonna bite off a piece of the, like, monkey steak or whatever that Rickett was sharing with her, and then, like, take it out of her mouth and then like throw it towards it.
It kind of like splotches on the ground as you see the small Kruthic kind of investigating it. It seems weary of it before it finally just slowly picks it up and then starts eating it.
So she's gonna do this again, but a little closer.
And it slowly gets closer, picks it up and eats another bit.
Closer.
And it gets closer once again.
Bartosz is doing the same thing with rocks.
Once she gets it close enough, she's gonna like drop a piece right in front of her and like bend down close to it to get a good look at it.
When you do that, as you get close to it, next to the piece of food, it kind of locks eyes with you and gives you a very small hiss. It's very squeaky and young.
It's okay.
And then you hear from behind you a much deeper, angrier hiss.
Oh no.
And the clatter of rocks.
Yep.
No,
As you turn around and see emerging, like breaching through the shadows into the light, a man-sized Kruthic with armored chitin shell plating, and its front legs have metamorphosized into large blades. They scrape and leave like gouges in the rock itself. End of episode. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Next episode will be released on February 8th. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Sins of the Pod. If you weren't aware, we do have a Discord channel for the Misconceptions Podcast Network where you can chat about your favorite shows and anything else nerdy with all of the crew and other friends of the show. If you need to contact us, you can send us an email to misconceptionspod@gmail.com. Sins of the Father is only possible thanks to y'all, so we'd appreciate it if you would spread the word about our show if you enjoy it. If you're feeling especially generous, you can always donate to us through our Patreon page. However you decide to help out, we greatly appreciate it. Sins of the Father is an actual play podcast using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. The Sins of the Father theme was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. Sins of the Father is a part of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. That about covers it for now, and as always, keep rolling crits.
Jesus. I was trying to get a pet.
We know.
So anyway, I started smashing.
You can still try and get a pet.
I'm about to kill its mama.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's just there's the big one.
Padme Amidala fought one of those in episode 2.
With the welcome back. Woo.
Hi all.
It's good to be back. Thoughts, comments, concerns. Outside of having to fight this thing.
We're making some big mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wallop
We're
it.
kids, so it makes sense, but we're making some big mistakes.
Here is... This is out of Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. They have this sketch of them with blades.
Whoa. That's terrifying.
And then they have, like, the official picture of them.
Oh, God. That's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
And they are medium monstrosities.
Ugh.
And they are medium monstrosities, so they are human-sized.
Yikes.
Like the... I read this little description up here that's the hive of ants. But imagine they're the size of horses and wearing armor.
That's
So
awful.
yeah, it's the size of a horse.
So we're in their nest, essentially.
I like how Evalia just kept thinking, oh god, she's back.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, it's so good.
Great. Yeah, I loved like the characterization that you were given to Evalia.
Yeah, it was
this
really
time.
good.
Yeah. I was just thinking about, like, going into another dark hole. Like,
Remember the last time that happened?
last time was not a good time.
Obviously, this time is also not going to be a good time.
It's not going to be a good time. It's not going to help.
It lost the top of his hat.
Yeah.
Bartosz lost one of his daggers.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's still
sticking in that
sticking out
thing.
of the thing.
What I like about this game, one, we don't have a whole lot of combat. It's very roleplay heavy. But in the fights that we do have, it's with very atypical
Yes,
monsters.
that I try and cherry pick.
I have never fought a death dog. I have never fought a Kruthic. I didn't know a Kruthic existed.
I didn't
before
either. I
tonight.
was going through earlier the encounter builder on D&D Beyond, # not sponsored, and looked up challenge rating 2 monsters, and that was one of them, and I was like, I have never heard of this thing, and clicked on it, and I was like, it's in Mordenkainen Tome of Foes, and then I just reached over to my bookcase and grabbed the book, and opened it, and was like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So, we 4 have recorded episodes since last year, but Jacob has not. So, Jacob, how does it feel to be back?
I'm pretty excited. I had a wonderful time. I'm pumped to do another one in less than a year,
I hope so.
ideally.
Yes, hopefully.
No, it was a lot of fun. I mean, at its core, like, right, we're just sitting around playing D&D at the end of the day. So, I mean, what's not to like?
I missed Bartosz and Yabo's
Yes.
back and forth.
That
I've
that
missed
first
it.
episode made my face hurt.
Yeah. I have missed playing these kids, and I am so glad that we're back to it.
Absolutely.
What is going on with that village, Jackson?
Who knows? Maybe
We don't.
maybe someone
Yeah.
was alerted to your presence and
Oh, no.
gave you a hint
Oh.
as to what you were looking for. Or maybe
It's the
you
library.
invaded someone's summer
That's what the
home.
little spirits were for. The librarian spirits are pretty overt there.
I mean, I'd like to get more
Yeah.
use out of the librarian, so maybe he's helping out in subtle ways. He's keeping an eye on the kids.
And I'm excited that Jacob is back
That's the best
and
part.
that he is breathing Yabo into such beautiful life. I think, like, the first episode was like all this pent-up Yabo energy just thrown into our ears, and it was wonderful.
But before we go,
Yeah.
you know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
What time it be?
MVRP! Bam, 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 bam. Marlo, please insert air horns. Bam, 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 bam.
You got it.
Who had it this
I
session?
honestly don't remember. It's been a year.
Whoever had
Been
it,
a
they
minute.
didn't use it.
Because the last...
True.
I know, the last person that I have written was me. Since I'm the last person that I have written down, I'll start us off. And I want to cast my vote for Evalia because I felt that Marlo was really bringing some new characterization to her character and really expanding her and fleshing her out. And I like that. So my vote is for Evalia. Your girl.
You know what it do. I don't know how to respond to compliments, so I make faces.
You know how to respond. Toss the head back.
You know how it works.
Yeah. Toss the head.
Thank you.
There it is. This purely physical reaction to our audio
recoil.
medium.
I tuck my head in like a turtle and do my head back so that I have a really big double chin.
It's glorious.
Oh yeah, compliment me now.
Stare into the double chin and then give me a compliment. Thank you. I don't know. I think I don't know. I think the pure Yabo-ness tonight was just so here. And it's not just because I missed it. It's simply because, to your point, it was just like, it was raw Yabo today. And that was perfect. Killing a howler monkey was...
Oh my
I thought we were going to have to fight a bunch of howler monkeys. I think picking on... always picking on Vartosh, but picking on Yavalia this time. I think that was a really good, like, inner character moment. And I think it's perfect Yabo.
He didn't pick on his best friend, Ricket. It's bold claims that he threw that out there.
But did he mean it? Because it was in the throes of death.
I'll let you puzzle that one out.
Also, can I say, that whole scene was so wonderful for that to be like our first big scene coming back to the show after a year.
It set the tone for that's
like,
what we were trying to do from the start.
Yes. Yes. It was like, we're back. We are back to Sins of the Father.
Back to
and
goofy
this is
kids
what we
just
do.
screwing up.
Fail spectacularly and sometimes murder.
Yes, sometimes murder. Oh, man. I am going to give my point to Avalia as well. Just because, I love the characterization that you're giving. It's nice getting to see a little more of her. So, yeah.
There it goes.
It's a slow progression. Thank you.
Yep, Evalia all the way. And I think that's just a really good point, David. Just like some new colors, some new breadth of what Evalia is made of and how she thinks and feels and does and says. So it's cool. It's fun to watch. Dynamic characters.
Changing, growing.
Here for
I
it.
feel very offended that no one voted for me as Nunu.
Oh, we should have.
I mean, if you put in bird noises, hey, that's cool. If you just leave in whatever I do for Nunu, I mean, that's cool too, I guess. It's just sometimes it's gonna be, yes, what do you say, Nunu? Bird noises.
I think it's hilarious.
And to no one's surprise, of course, I vote for Evalia.
Oh, God.
Hey, you pretty cool.
Yeah. So, some of
And
the
finger
story...
guns, audience.
Pew, pew, pew. Some of the story about Evalia is basically when we first kind of started, I don't know if it was me or if it was just new people or if I don't know. But I was very passive with Evalia. And moving into her and then, taking this break and coming back to her, honestly, I've been playing TTRPGs for a long time. Coming back to her with some new skills because I've been playing with a whole lot of different people all the time. And just coming in and really getting to analyze her character and having time to think about her a little bit more, I think that helped. Not to say that I was doing a poor job in the beginning. I just don't think I was as forthwith. So thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Did everyone like Marlowe's humble brag? I've been playing with so many people. You might have seen me on Encounter Roleplay. I am Twitch famous now. But yeah, Evalia's cool, I guess.
I didn't know that I had room to grow as a role player, but I have grown.
We've all got room to grow. Always.
Not if my genes have anything to say about it. There's no give.
There's no game.
I feel that in my soul. Good old COVID.
All right.
Don't forget to use
Well,
that,
Dungeon
Marlo,
Daddy.
because nobody else uses theirs.
Oh yeah. I think I have used. Well, no, you use yours, Vartesh. 'Cause you
I did
used
use
to
mine.
yours.
That's right.
That is the only
That's
one.
the only one that's been used is me to save myself.
And it was used post-recording.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess that's
it
true.
was during the after hours, so at least it was recorded. but
it was used
yeah.
post-episode.
No,
Yeah.
I don't even think I used it when I got it for Zeph.
you didn't.
Yeah.
None of us did.
I'm trying to think if Bib and East used
No.
it. And
Nope.
I can't remember.
No, you had it going into the final fight. I didn't use
Oh
it.
my gosh.
So
Yeah.
so silly.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's alright.
We gotta get better about remembering that.
I mean, I'm not gonna remind you.
Yeah. Well, Dungeon Daddy, with all your children reunited, what do you have to say to close out this episode?
It makes this father's heart proud.
Aww.
That his children are all with him to hang out and do stuff. And, I guess, keep rolling crits.
Hey.
Hey, I said the thing.